Hello, and welcome to Homer for Thursday, April 10th, 2025. Hosei pon napapem penade peon how epitelas. Autaro beria naim at the Nestor a poem in the lauon. Don teoren barate clisia kaine malaine. Eo neni malake paradente a poi kileketo. Aspis kai duodure paenete trupaleia. Pade zoster keto panaio la soi rohograios. Zdonuthotes polemon frisen tore soito. Lau nagon peu mene petre peu epgera ilugroi. Ortotes tarapangonos que palen paeras. Atreiden prosepa que exerein tomutoi. Tistutos cateneias anas totoner cae oios. Nukta diorfnaien dat haudus I brotoelo. Haudus I brotoeloi. Etinureion dies demenos etinetairon. Dango me dakeon pemerkeo tipte secreo. Tipte secro. That's what it was. Great. Always an adventure going through this. First take, last take. You guys know how it is here on the Homer YouTube channel. So spake he, and sent forth his brother, when he had duly given him commandment. But he went his way after Nestor, shepherd of the host, and found him by his hut in his black ship on his soft bed, and beside him lay his armor richly dight. His shield and 2 spears and gleaming helmet, and by his side lay the flashing girdle, wherewith the old man was wont to gird himself whenso he arrayed him for battle, the bane of men, and led forth his people. For he yielded not to grievous old age. Nice. He rose upon his elbow, lifting up his head, and spake to the son of Atreus, and questioned him, saying, Who art thou, tis dulitos, that art faring alone by the ships throughout the camp in the darkness of night? Where's that? Nuk that Diofnaien. When other mortals are sleeping, seekest thou none of thy mules or of thy comrades? Speak and come not silently upon me. Of what hast thou need? Okay, seek now thy mules. It could be guards too, I think, guard warder. Yeah. Okay, so or mules, whatever. Maybe he lost his mule. Anyway, it's funny. Maybe it's like a nod to like Nestor being old. You know what I mean? Like he thinks that somebody wandering the night is looking for their mule. As somebody that's taken care of a lot of horses before, I mean that sounds right. We're always running after the horse that escapes the paddock. Hashtag deep. Okay, so cue passage. Last time we saw Nestor was I don't know. I don't know when the last time we saw Nestor was. I don't remember. But he looks like he's doing well here, right? So he's lying on a soft malake one, right? He's by his black ship, right? And he has all this great armor around him, right? So nice scene here. We have the shield, we have the spear, the shining spears, right? And the helmets, right? He's got all this gear. And okay, this is what he would put on, hotes polemon phthisen oratore saito. Soito, right? So he would put it on. This is in the, our optative here, right? He would put it around his thorax. We would go into deadly battle, right? Leading the people. Right? I think this is a really great line because it's like, this really shows how, old people do have a place in the Iliad. We're all like, not all of us, but a lot of people are perplexed at the ages here. Like how old is Achilles really, right? Because like some people are like, he's like 14, some people are like he's 16, right? And he's a pretty young guy. These guys are often very young. Romans, they journey to like join the army when they were like 16. You know what I mean? That's when they would start. Obviously, there's like a lot of training to be done, but like like they're generally considered to be like kind of young, right? Also with like how old these people managed to live back then, probably pretty accelerated like life cycle, I guess. But here we have explicitly, a guy who's turned, he yielded not to grievous old age. Right? Is that right? Yeah, I'm just gonna go with that. Right? I just think it's such a great thing that we have like this nod to the fact that there's another end of the spectrum besides being too young. Because is the Iliad just one long initiation sequence for Achilles being young? Who knows? And this is what many people say about a lot of this these rites in general. And speaking of rites in general, right? I really like this word orphnaien, right? Dark, murky. What does it mean? I want to know more about it, right? Always an epithet of night, right? I just, I would love to look at the etymology of this because, there's something about origins, right? Orphnaien, Orphic, I don't know, I don't know if it's really the same thing, but I just remember something about that, and I think it's great. I like that it's always with night too. I didn't know that. Always with night. Nuk dat you orphnaien, right? Throughout the murky deep night, right? When other mortals are sleeping, right? And he, is, he's asking, right? He's saying, everybody else is asleep and you're different, right? I don't know. It's just a great, like, I don't know, it just feels so epic, right? Like, going through the night, the fact that like, we always give night a word to go along with it. We think of words for night, dark night, light night, moonlit night, that sort of thing. This is such a beautiful word because of its different contexts. I would love to see where else it shows up. Okay, well that's fine. I don't want to see that one. I want to see right here. I want to see Orestes 1225. Can we see the text here? Let's see here. Orphnaien. Where is it? Hos doma naio nuktos naias pater. Right. Here it is again. Right. Nuktos. Dwelling in the house of the father dwelling. Right. Kaleder estes paistos epikuron malen tois deomenesi. Yeah, there's like, let's see, what does this come out to, right? About the, where is this? Yeah, in your home, yeah, right. So in your home of gloomy night, right? So I guess like later in the 5th century it becomes like a sort of, sort of like gloomy, right? It becomes something of like a, I don't know, there's something about Orestes' name too, I'm sure here, right? Name, Kales Orestes Paistos Epikuron Molen Tois Deomenesi, right? So this is what's, important, right? Necessary? I don't know. Anyway, I just think it's cool. I think it's like a nice, it transcends the sort of like physical description of night here, but that's what's so great about the unity of the Iliad is that you can both have a physical description and you can have all this other context behind it that really lets your imagination go wild. Anyway, looking forward to hearing Menelaus' response to Nestor's question. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Take care.